This morning we have a very serious gospel message, and it's a lesson about misjudgment. Often we read the gospel or the Bible from the perspective of living in the 21st century. We know who Jesus is. We know he died, but we also know he was resurrected. Yet to really understand who Jesus was, it's important for us to at least try to place ourselves in the shoes of the people who experienced Jesus firsthand when he lived in a physical presence. It wasn't so easy being Jesus. Jesus suffered a lot of rejection. He suffered humiliation. If Mark Zuckerberg lived in Jesus' day and everyone had access to the internet, there would be a lot of Jesus bullying. He's nothing special. He's just a carpenter's son. And so it was very difficult for people in Jesus' hometown to receive Jesus' blessing because of their unbelief. In our lifetimes, most of us have made at least one or two misjudgments. Anyone who has ever been in a relationship that went sour knows exactly what the consequences can be. In the beginning, you judge a person as someone you could love for the rest of your life. Then something happens and you realize you were wrong. If you think about it, you're in good company as you make wrong decisions. In 1977, Ken Olsen, president of Digital Equipment Corporation, made the statement, "There is no reason that anyone would want a computer in their home." He was referring to the idea of having a computer run the house with automated doors, voice-activated faucets, and so forth. But my good friend, Greg Myers, makes hundreds of thousands of dollars selling car alarms with a tiny computer chip and a remote so that people can just push a button from their house and have their car start up. It's not something I would want, but there are millions of people that do. Our thermostats for heating and air conditioning are mini computers that turn on the system for us when we're not at home. And we now also have, and I know Sue has one of these, robots to clean our floors. We have faucets and paper towel dispensers that turn on by a sensor or electric eye instead of turning a knob. The latest Corning commercials show homes completely run by computers. Many of you have probably heard the quote by Jim Denny, the manager of the Grand Ole Opry, when he fired Elvis Presley on October the 2nd, 1954, after one performance and said, "You ain't going nowhere, son. You ought to go back to driving a truck." When Gary Cooper decided not to accept the leading role in Gone with the Wind, said, "I'm just glad it'll be Clark Gable falling on his face and not Gary Cooper." He certainly made a misjudgment. Here's one for you. In 2004, Bill Gates said, "Spam will be a thing of the past in 2 years' time." Boy, do a lot of us wish that were true. But I don't want to digress too far. Getting back to Jesus, the misjudgments made by the people in his hometown were far more serious than spam. And when people misjudge him today, they are making a grave mistake. There are many people in the world who will recognize Jesus as a prophet, but they will fail to accept his lordship. And when they do that, they dishonor him. And when they dishonor him, they forfeit many of his blessings. When human assumptions outweigh divine authority, we dishonor Jesus. There's a group of about 150 scholars, you may have heard about them, called the Jesus Seminar. No? Okay. I'm glad if you haven't heard of them. It's good for your soul if you have not. They made it their business to try to determine exactly what words Jesus said that are written in the Bible. And they attempted to reconstruct the Bible and the biblical Jesus into a Jesus that performed no miracles and did not resurrect from the dead. This thinking has even crept into theological seminaries, Lancaster being one of them. When we deny Jesus' divinity, we dishonor him. When we break up into little pieces and dissect him to glorify our own intellect and importance, like the members of the Jesus Seminar, like John Dominic Crossan and Marcus Borg, we lose the real Jesus, the full and complete Jesus, the Jesus that mystically comes into our lives and blesses us beyond our human intellect. Wayne Watson, a contemporary Christian artist, who notices how far we as humans have strayed from the mark of the true Jesus, wrote lyrics to the song, Would I Know You? And I'll share those lyrics with you now since I'm not good at singing. Would I know you now if you walked into the room? If you stilled the crowd, if your light dispelled the gloom? And if I saw your wounds, touched your thorn-pierced brow, I wonder if I'd know you now. Would I know you now if you walked into this place? Would I cause you shame? Would my gains be your disgrace? Or would I worship you, fall upon my face? I wonder if I'd know you now. Or have the images I painted so distorted who you are that even if the world was looking, they could not see you, the real you? Have I changed the true reflection to fulfill my own design, making you what I want, not showing you forth divine? Divine. Would I miss you now if you left and closed the door? Would my flesh cry out, I don't need you anymore? Or would I follow you? Could I be restored? I wonder if I will ever learn. I wonder, would I know you now? We must be careful that we do not ever dishonor Jesus. And if it happens that we dishonor Jesus by reshaping him to fit our mold, we will have the same consequences today as the many people who lived in Jesus' hometown that could not receive his blessings. If we allow a biblical view of Jesus to erode, interest in him will soon be lost altogether. We can already see that happening throughout too many churches. Vibrant congregations of faith reduced to social action organizations and friendship clubs. On the wall of the Lübeck Cathedral in Germany, an anonymous poet wrote the following words, and they are words for thought. You call me master and obey me not. You call me light and see me not. You call me way and walk me not. You call me life and desire me not. You call me wise and follow me not. You call me fair and love me not. You call me rich and ask me not. You call me eternal and seek me not. You call me gracious and trust me not. If I do not bless you, blame me not. It begs the question, what blessings might individuals be forfeiting because of a diversion from the true Jesus? But it also begs the question, how do I really know the truth? My answer to that, my dear friends, is to truly seek, and when you do, you will find. Your heart will be reassured when your prayer time reflects the confirmation of God's holy word. When the curtain falls between heaven and earth, when wisdom is revealed as a result of sweet surrender, you will receive God's great abundant, blessed assurance. This is my story, and this is why I desire to praise God all the day long. Amen.